Hello everyone, I am Dinesh Narwal. Today I am discussing network security concepts with you. The topics covered in this video are threats and prevention from virus, worms, Trojan horse, spams, use of cookies, protection using firewall, HTTPS, Indian IT Act, cyber law, cyber crimes, IPR issues, and hacking. Let's discuss first what is the network. A network is a collection of computers, servers, mainframes, network devices, peripherals, or other devices connected to each other to allow sharing of data and information. An excellent example of network is internet, which connect millions of people all over the world. A network is used to transfer data from one place to the another place, and we are discussing in this video the concepts which are required for network safety and security. Network security means network security is the process of taking preventive measures to protect the underlying network infrastructure from unauthorized access, misuse, malfunction, modification, destruction, and improper disclosure. And thus, effective network security manages access to the network. It targets variety of threats and stop them from entering or spreading on your network. The threats to the computer network security are viruses, worms, Trojan horse, and spams. Let's discuss these threats one by one. First is the virus. Computer virus is a malware attached to another program such as document which can replicate and spread after an initial execution on a targeted system where human interaction is required. That means virus cannot spread without the interaction of human being, because virus need to be executed first. Many viruses are harmful and can destroy data, slow down system resources, etc. Preventions from virus: use antivirus software, scan all your computers for virus, disconnect infected PC from network, notify antivirus vendor to update its database so that we can use updated antivirus to identify, to find the virus and block or delete it. Regular update your antivirus. Don't download or open email from unknown sender. Don't click on a link in email, rather type the link in the address bar. Disconnect the internet if you are away. Disable cookies if possible. These are the preventions from the virus. Next is the worm. Worm is a self-replicated program. That means it eats up the entire disk space or the memory. A worm keep on creating its copies until all the disk space or the memory is filled. Worm harm to a computer or a computer network by consuming bandwidth and slow down the network speed. After the worm has infected a system, it can propagate to other system via internet or while copying the file from one system to another without user's interaction. Damage is caused by the worms and its preventions. Damage, it eat up the entire space of the memory because it replicates itself, and this property of worm consume the complete disk space of the memory, consumes network bandwidth and slow down the network speed. Preventions are use total security software, that is antivirus, and scan the PC using option boot time scan. If we enable boot time scan, that means at the time of booting the complete system is scanned and worms can be identified and removed or blocked. Update regularly. Avoid inserting infected pen drives which can spread or copy the worms in your computer. Trojan horse is a program that appear harmless, such as text editor or a utility program, but actually perform malicious functions such as deleting or damaging the files. With the help of Trojan, that could be done by hackers on target computer systems are data theft, installation of unwanted software, keystroke login, downloading or uploading files, and many more. These are the tasks which can be performed by the hackers using the Trojan horses. Prevention from the Trojan horse: use total security software, update regularly, never download any software or file from untrusted website. While using public computer, check off any addition device connected to it, or be alert of keylogger software. So for financial transaction, prefer to use virtual keyboard rather than the keyboard typing. Log out from your account and remove history if you are working on a public computer. That means public computer are not safe to use for any type of financial transaction. What is the spams? Spam means sending bulk mail by an identifier or unidentified source. In non-malicious form, bulk advertising mail is sent to many accounts. In malicious form, email bombarding, the attackers keeps on sending bulk mail until the mail server run out of disk space. It damages the space, and the harms of spams are: spam reduces productivity. Yes, billion of spam messages circulating around the internet can disrupt email delivery, degrade system performance, and reduce overall productivity. If you are getting email bombarding, it will definitely reduce the internet speed, because it disrupts the email deliveries by network traffic. Spam eats up your time. Deleting spam emails like the simple solution, but it eats a significant amount of productivity. It consumes your valuable time if you use to delete spam mails. The cookies, also known as web cookies or the browser cookies, is a small piece of data sent from a website and stored in user's web browser while a user is browsing a website. Some cookies disappear after user closes his browser, while other, known as the tracking cookies, remain saved and load the next time user visited the same website. Like your username, password, and other details, these are saved in the cookies, and whenever you visit the same website again, your username and password appears there. Although cookies help track users' browsing session and load information faster, but create some security and privacy concerns as well. These security and privacy concerns are: first, session data. When we visit any website on regular basis, we may not have to enter username and password to get in. Thus, because the information is being pulled from the tracking cookies. These cookies store information in encrypted form, but if somebody gets the encryption key, he could discover your password, and that is very dangerous and very harmful for us. Tracking information: when website with advertisement, those ads create cookies that stores and track your online pattern. You may have noticed that if you go to a clothing store website or any other store online, like you are checking on any online shopping website like Amazon and Flipkart and searching there any item, and after that you move to your any another website like Facebook, and you log into the Facebook, then you will definitely get some ads there, and this is done by tracking information passed on by the cookies and tracking property of the cookies. Public computers, the same general threat exists for traffic cookies saved on public computer. So it is advised, when you finish your public computer work or shared computer, delete the cookies to ensure that next people who use the same computer cannot access the information. So it is very important to delete the cookies if you are using the public computer. Firewall is a technique used in a secured computer system or the network to block unauthorized access and allow only the authorized user. Firewall can be implemented in either hardware or software, or combination of both. It can be implemented. It is a device or set of devices or the software running on a computer which is configured to permit or deny computer. Hardware firewall can be a device or set of devices, and software firewall is definitely a program which is running on your computer system. Let's discuss some differences between hardware and software firewalls. First one is firewall softwares are frequently used to prevent unauthorized internet users from accessing private networks connected to the internet, especially intranets. And hardware firewall, it is a physical piece of equipment designed to perform firewall duties. Second point is all messages entering or leaving the internet passes through the firewall, which examines each message and block those that do not meet the specified security criteria. That means software firewall check each and every message, and if there is any doubt in the message, that message is blocked. It may be in hardware firewall, it may be actually be another computer or dedicated piece of equipment which serves as the firewall. Third point is software firewall. It could also provide protection against the most common trojans and the worms. In hardware firewall keep out malevolent hackers and people who intended to do damage and take over other people's server. So these are the differences between software firewall and the hardware firewall. Next is HTTPS. HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is used to communicate between different computers, and we use HTTPS whenever we want secure transfer of files for the web files. That means HTTPS full form is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Secure is an internet communication protocol that protects the integrity and confidentiality of data between user's computer and the site. User expect a secure and private online experience when using a website. We encourage users to adopt HTTPS in order to protect your user's connection to your website and regardless the contents of the site. Like if you are using or accessing any website, it is checked that the information passed to your system is secure or not. HTTPS data sent using HTTPS is secured by a transport layer security protocol TLS, which provides 3 key layers for the protection. One is the encryption. Encryption means encrypting the exchange data to keep it secure from eavesdropping. That means that while the user is browsing a website, nobody can listen to their conversation, track their activities across multiple pages, and steal their information. Data integrity means data cannot be modified or corrupted during transfer intentionally or otherwise without being detected. Authentication means proves that your user's communication with the intended websites. So these are the 3 points or protection layers which are used by the HTTPS for transfer of data or the communication, and this layer is called TLS. The closed lock pad in the start, whenever you are using any website or typing any URL, in the beginning you find a closed lock pad that shows that this is HTTPS, that is Hypertext Transfer Protocol with secured, and here we are showing it. Here is the lock which shows this is the secured website, and HTTPS with the in the beginning of URL. If you are getting all this in your website or URL, then the website is secure for you. and always try to use the websites which are using HTTPS. Next is Indian IT Act. The IT Act 2000 is an act of the Indian Parliament notified on 17th October 2000. It is a primary law in India dealing with cyber crimes and electronic commerce. The original act contained 94 sections divided into 13 chapters and 4 schedules. The law applied to the whole of the India. Person of other nationality can also be indicted under the law if the crime involves a computer or the network located in India. Common section under IT Act. These are some common sections or the important sections which are covered under IT Act. First is 67A. Under this section, the offence covered are publishing image containing sexual act, and the penalty under this section is imprisonment up to 7 years or a fine up to rupees 10 lakh. Section 67B. Under this section, child pornography is covered, and the penalty under this section is imprisonment for 5 years to 7 years and fine up to 10 lakh rupees. And section 70, this section covers securing access or attempting to secure access to a protected system. If anybody tried to get access of a protected system of another one, then this act is implemented, and penalty under this act is imprisonment up to 10 years or fine. IT Act amendments. A major amendment was made to the IT Act in 2008. It introduced section 66E, which penalized sending of offensive messages. It also introduced section 69, which gave authority the power of interception of monitoring or decryption of any information through any computer resource. The act was passed in December 2008 and came into force in October 2009. Cyber law is the part of the overall legal system that deals with the internet, cyberspace and their respective legal issues. Any type of crime, any type of illegal work or activity performed on the internet covered by the cyber law. Cyber law covers a fairly broad area, encompasses several subtopics including freedom of express, access to and usage of internet, and online privacy. Generally, cyber law is referred to as the law of the internet. Cyber law also acts as IT law, also called IT law. Is the law regarding information technology including computer and internet. So what is the importance of the cyber law? Cyber law is very important because it covers all the transactions over the internet. It keeps eye on all activities over the internet. It touches every action and every reaction in the cyberspace. So cyber law is very important to control the activities over the internet. Areas of cyber law. It controls fraud, copyrights, defamation, harassment and stalking, freedom of speech, trade secrets, contracts and employment law. These are some areas which are covered under the cyber law. Cybercrime is any criminal offense that is facilitated by or involved use of electronic communication of information, including an electronic device, computer or the internet. Whenever any type of crime is performed using any electronic device, computer or internet, that is called cybercrime. It involves the terms like phishing, credit card fraud, illegal downloading, industrial espionage, child pornography, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, cyber terrorism, creation and or distribution of viruses, spams and so on. All these and some other more activities are involved in the cyber crimes. and all these are controlled by the cyber law. If any cybercrime happens, one must report it firstly to the parents, school authority, and then to the police. If any type of crime happened with the students or the child, the local police station can also be approached for filing a complaint, just as the cybercrime cell, specially designated with the jurisdiction to register the complaints. In addition, provision have now been made for filing the EFIR in most of the states. In addition, the Ministry of Home Affairs is also launching a website for registering crimes against women and children online, including cyber crimes. That means any type of crime against the women and the children that can be registered online using the website. This is Ministry of Home Affairs is launching this type of website soon. IPR IPR stands for intellectual property rights, and it refers to something owner has legal rights. This term became popular in context of computer ethics. Intellectual property refers to the creation of intellects, inventions, literacy, and artistic work, symbols, names, images, and design used in commerce are part of it. And it is divided into two categories. First is called industrial property. It includes inventions, trademark, design, commercial names, etc. And second is the copyright. It includes literacy and artistic works such as novel, poem, film, story, drawing, painting, photograph, etc. It is a legal concept enacted by most governments, giving the creator or original work exclusive rights to it, usually for a limited period. Like someone has written a poem or a song. This type of concept is covered under the copyright. Hacking, the gaining of means the gaining of unauthorized access to data in a system or the computer. Hacking is identifying weakness in the computer system or the network to exploit its weakness to gain access. Example of hacking: using password cracking algorithm to gain access to a system. The hacking is classified according to their intent into two. That is ethical hacking and cracking. Ethical hacking means process to gain access to the system with a view to fix the identified weakness. They may also perform penetration testing and vulnerability assessment. That means hacking means these are the hackers are the persons with some good programming knowledge, and they try to get access to the system to gain some knowledge. And cracking means refers to gain unauthorized access to computer system for personal gain, and the intent is usually to steal corporate data, violate privacy rights, transfer funds from banks accounts, and etc. That means cracking is done by the crackers, and this is violation of rules, and this type of persons are used to do frauds, and that's why cracking is also illegal and considered as crime. And there is a very small hairline difference between the hacking and cracking, so these are also considered as part of hacking also. Thank you very much.